What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
And welcome in, everybody, to some ECAC playoff action. This is Collegiate Rocket League. My name is Danger Taco, and joined with me is Curtis. We're going to be bringing you all the action first. Of course, we want to make sure we shout out the lovely sponsors that make streams like this possible, specifically Lenovo, because the Lenovo Legion knows that you play to win. To stand out from the competition, you need equipment that matches the speed of your thoughts and also your actions. Legion Y25 monitor delivers wins in the toughest, most critical situations with its extreme 1 millisecond response time to its insane 240 hertz refresh rate. The Legion Y25 doesn't just keep up, it does a lot more. It's built for those who are engaged in vast multiplayer battles at the tournament level. The Legion Y25 offers a 24.5-inch full HD IPS panel with built-in NVIDIA registered G-Sync compatibility. The Legion Y25 monitor is available at Lenovo.com and other fine retailers. And speaking of things that are fine, Curtis, now we can get in the game. Now we can talk about Ball State and Pace University.
Absolutely. 7-1 versus 4-4 during the regular season. Both these teams looking to get into the round of 16, as the first round has 32 different teams in it. And this is one of the more lopsided seeded matchups, but that's why we play the game. To a couple of teams that are competitive, a couple of teams that want to do well, and especially against each other.
Yeah, and of course we have already seen some upsets, and also as both you and I know as collegiate commentators, we have plenty of upsets that do tend to go a ring around the sea and make some noise, and this is going to be one of them. However, uphill battle for sure. And they're going to have to really deal with Zath, Luigi, and get over on the side of Ball State. It's Reborn slays Kelder and T-Cleved on the side of Pace.
Good one to start things out, and immediately it is going to be Pace that is on the defensive. Ball State has the ball and possession in the offensive end, at least for the moment, trying to control the boost. trying to make sure Pace doesn't really have anything to work with. Good challenge out front. Keep that ball away from frame. A demo out front as well for Ball State. Might put Pace on their back heels. T-Clef responsible enough to flip this towards the opposite side. But again, Ball State has been all over it since the onset.
And it's hard to escape this half from Pace. They will certainly try, but get over. The lighter touch might get past one, not the second. Longer clear, and that ball has just reached the midfield. I don't think you can really count that as a full possession beyond the midfield line, and a dominance from Ball State is going to continue. Kelder have to get yet another clear out, and maybe get a clear here, and now they'll have a chance to move out as this one rolls to the far side.
Yeah, it was Pace who actually came in with a 4-4 record, ended up winning some tiebreakers to get into this spot. And congratulations, you get to play a 7-1 Ball State team. Seems pretty hungry on the offensive side of the field. Best of 5 to see who moves into the round of 16. After a minute and a half into that first game, T-Clef going to try to jump on this. Not going to work. Ball State all over it as Zath going to go into the corner. Try to put a nose on it. Not going to work. Luigi's going to let that one go by. Get over. One more touch needed. Not going to happen. T-Clef. Dangerous ball. Pass in the middle. And Zath, again, going to keep possession for Ball State. They've been doing very well at keeping things away from their net. There's an opportunity in front, and Get Over takes advantage of the turnover as a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, it's a rough one because not only do they have a rough clear, but they had a multitude of people in order to make that clear. 2 players committing on that near post, and of course, if you're going to throw it somewhere, you got to make sure it's not right into the player. However, Get Over, well positioned. They knew that that was going to be an awkward clear, and were able to capitalize on that one. I had to say it was coming. Ball State finally getting the lead they deserve, and nearly giving up a backboarder, but somehow Zath catches that one and pinches it down.
You're going to try to follow it on the offensive side. It's been a bit of a struggle so far for Pace to get any kind of possession. Zath can try to take this himself. Has the carry, looking for the double, tries to drop it down. Luigi's going to be a little bit too far ahead of himself. Can't make the play happen, and it will be back at the midfield line for the moment. Flick play towards the net, crossbar and down, and Get Over as the second of the game as we approach halftime.
I think we've identified who you don't want to give space. However, a great pass by Zath here. Luigi just coming in, maybe to help out. They don't get their wave dash, but Get Over certainly gets all of that flick. The 45 right into the crossbar and in, and now things starting to get away from Pace. Of course, they haven't had too many chances to look at goal, but it's where they really need to figure out some form of strategy. And to be honest, might just start at the midfield trying to control this possession, because these mechanical touches come through as well. The passes from Ball State making it hard to just play chase. You have to play predictive.
Seems like they're having a bit of an issue with communication as well. 2 players going after the same ball at the midfield. T-Clef's going to try to take this. Zath with the catch. Into the corner it goes, and T-Clef is going to have to wait 3 seconds to play again as he's sent to the scrap heap. Off the corner. Chance in front. T-Clef with the bounce. Corner ball again. Ball State trying to fall on top of it. Right there for Zath, and he's going to put one in off the touch from Luigi. It's a 3-0 lead, and they're starting to run.
Now, the demos are certainly starting to weigh down on this side of Pace. Of course, spawning back in. Kelder's trying to get on it, but of course, you have to read the bounce. You have to make sure you're not avoiding your teammate. And of course, Zath is looming over that touch as always. And it's going to be a nice goal for Ball State. And this is now full control that they are really expressing. You saw that somewhat temporary feeling out period that all game ones tend to have, where felt like they were knocking on the door, but nothing too convincing. And now you're starting to see plan come to fruition. Pace, the first real chance, a flick over, but crossbar will not be giving or in a generous mood, so they're going to have to search for something else.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if Pace can maybe just find their warm-up and get back into, maybe not game 1, but into game 2 and show us something competitive. This might be an opportunity in front. T-Clef jumps in front, but Kelder can't get the ball towards the net. A little bit of a communication issue, rearing its head again, and here comes Luigi, but then he's interrupted. We'll send it back in. So 90 seconds left. Seen more possession out of Pace in this last 5 or to 10 seconds we have most of the match, and that's going to burn them if they're not careful. But Reborn will take it away.
They'll try again. Will be left over to Get Over. Is going to be well cleared. Luigi right back in. Get Over. Actually, might have been denied his teammate a goal, but can't help him feeling like he has a hot hand already on the pace for the hat trick here. 6 seconds remaining. Tough to deny them, certainly with Zath. Keeping things competitive in the corner. Get Over. Another recursion through. And they'll try to chuck this one deep and try to go for some form of bump, but will be avoided. Again, Pace University just trying to get downfield, and it's moments like this where they really need to hop right on it. So tough because look at that control from Luigi. Just use the flip reset into the musty, but no double tap to boot. Not that they need it back into the Pace app.
Get over is going to try to get this into the middle. Goes past Luigi. Or goes to Luigi in his own end. That's a pass. Get over. Tries to bounce that one back down to Zap. A little bit of a 50 ball near the midfield stripe. Might set up Pace with an offensive chance here, but not for very long, as that'll be knocked away. Now Zap. Zap has some control. Going to take the one-on-one. Towards the flick, and he got the physical play in front as well. That's a 10-5 touchdown and a 4-0 lead.
It's a tough one to be able to see, and of course one of the least likely chances that you're going to be able to get these saves off is typically when you have someone hounding you and you have someone capable Zap underneath the ball or the flick. So it's going to be a lot of productivity from Ball State. They're dwarfing their opponents one shot and putting up 9 of their own. Make that 10 as goal number 5 comes in. And to be honest, Curtis, it's going to be hard to beat any team that's shooting 50% from the field.
Well, I mean, the nice thing for Pace is that they start game 2 0-0. They can't take any goals from game 1 to bring them to game 2, so there's a something to hold on to in that. But there's going to be need to be some changes, need to be some strategy adjustments from Pace, as they don't seem to be able to match the mechanical play of Ball State. But I dare say they can probably out-position them if they're careful and maybe can make it a little better. What do you think?
I certainly think the main thing that I'm looking forward to out of this next game from Pace is that when you look at games like this, at least in my opinion, of course, when you are seemingly getting outplayed, you're being out-mechanicked, as we mentioned. It's so hard to be able to make sure that all of these touches are coming through cleanly and making sure that we're actually addressing the problems at play. It comes down to whether or not you can actually adjust in time to be able to make these plays by your straightforward positioning. So if, of course, you want to play faster, but you want to make sure that it might be nicer just to turtle up a bit, make sure that back line is secured rather than try to chase it downfield and catch yourself on a counter.
Yeah, I mean, and you got to be able to counter yourself too, because Ball State is not unbeatable. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to have weak touches near the midfield, and you got to be able to pounce on those if you're Pace. Get the ball out of your dirty areas, get it back to midfield, and have somebody that's going to be able to get to the ball on a strategic level. Know that where the ball is heading, get that person to it, and start an offensive chance. So they're playing their own end a little bit suspect. They're playing at the midfield line a little bit more suspect, and things they need to address.
And so going into this next game, as you mentioned, one of the nice things about this one is that it's a complete restart. So when we're actually getting into this, I think the main thing that I'm really looking forward to is how Pace really adjusts for this. Because, of course, being 4-4, they're no stranger to having some competitive series. However, looking at Ball State, they have to understand, okay, now that is the pace we have to set. And so now matching that will be the first priority. And to be honest, I think if game number 2 goes the way of game number 1, it's going to have to be somewhat miraculous in just how strange they're going to have to start playing against their own instinct to be able to keep up with this team. So game number 2 underway. We'll see if those adjustments have gone through.
See what happens. They took all the time in the world between games 1 and 2. That's a problem for Pace. Right there is Luigi trying to hit the empty net, and he will. Took him a couple tries, did it for Ball State, but they got it done 10 seconds in.
Again, those demos coming through a lot, and to be honest, once you see that, the shot isn't impressive, but the lead up to it is. It's clearing the path for the goal, so you don't have to be super impressive if that is going to be very straightforward in terms of the actual finish. So again, it's Ball State using almost everything, Curtis, to their advantage. Not only their passing and speed, but making sure they clear out any pesky defenders. Kelder really tasting the steel there on Luigi.
Oh, and we want to see if there's any kind of adjustment from Pace as far as the physical play goes, because as of right now, 10 seconds in, we haven't really seen a lot of that. We've seen Pace try to play at a slower pace, pun not intended, and it just has not worked out. That's a pass in the middle that Reborn is equal to. Up the sidewall, Kelder. Gonna try to read it. He'll leave it for Reborn. Reborn off the ceiling. It'll come down in front of T-Clef. T-Clef will lose this. And Luigi gets the touch as Athel will come out. Kelder and Reborn up for this. Reborn wants a touch, has Kelder waiting on the left wing. T-Clef comes in to try to keep it in. That's not going to work, and now it's a return for Ball State at the empty net on the other side. Luigi's going to put that in the bank. It's a 2-0 lead.
But I do like that from Pace going forward, and they actually had a decent amount of touches on that side. The issue is that third player goes through, because it's almost like when you are pressed so far into your half, it's like stretching out a rubber band, and the moment you get up in offense, everything shoots forward, and unfortunately, in that case, if you do get beat as third man, not often going to work out favorably for your side. Now, the hole is deep. Now it's 2 goals, which I feel like a lot more, especially after that demoralizing game at number 1, but always time to adjust for it. And next 80, 90 seconds or after this game has started, but so hard when these passes keep coming through from Ball State. Zath not going to hit it. Now Kelder on the horse trying to maybe get a flick, but touch gets away from him. It's back into their half.
Yeah, another demo as well from Ball State, and you got to think that they've been seeing their own shadow at this point. Luigi trying for a double, drops it down and scores it from the rafters. That's disgusting. It's a 3-0 contest.
And sometimes adding those interpersonal plays, being able to bump those players, but then also being able to connect with your teammates are important, but sometimes good old-fashioned mechanics will get the job done more often than not. Still a tough angle, and it goes so well. Luigi, someone who was fairly quiet in the last game, it was mostly Zath and Get Over, is now leading the squad, a hat trick here in game number 2.
You get to see anything on the scoreboard for Pace at the moment, trying to get themselves on the board for the first time. That could unleash a whole new bit of momentum should they be able to do that here soon. Luigi trying for another double. That one's going to be a sand. I think Kelder got a handle on that, and that'll be back out to midfield. Chance for T-Clef. T-Clef left it for Reborn, and now it's going to be in the empty Pace net as an I got it, you take it situation turns into a 4-0 lead.
And Get Over, that's just good awareness, being able to immediately turn for it. I think they already kind of admitted to themselves, Ball State, that they were going to be able to give up that shot, and maybe not a goal, but they'd probably get back if they really hustle. And I feel like you have to wonder if Pace University was certainly in that mindset of thinking, I probably have the shot, but maybe you have the better angle, and then the exact same idea was shared by the teammates. So moving on, it's something they're certainly going to lament, and just shows how cruel this game can be when you're really pressed back onto your half. The moment you think you have an opportunity and you hesitate, it's taken away.
The reset attempt goes nowhere, at least at this point. Zath into the middle. Chance to Get Over to put one towards the net, but that's a save. Coming up is Kelder. Kelder has contact, has a little bit of control. 50 ball knocks it away from him, and Ball State takes possession back right away. They've been very adept so far at taking possession of the ball in their own end and taking Pace out of their rhythm as they get it across that midfield line. That's a flick, but it's right at Zath, and he'll take it back into the Pace end. Has the carry, gonna try to drop it down right in front. This is a shot attempt coming in, but it's right at Kelder, who then pays for his mistake of making that save with a 3-second wait time.
Ball State just getting mean out there. They're just demoing people just for clearing their balls at this point. And at the very least, the meanest thing you can possibly do is then score immediately afterwards. T-Clef tries. Reborn is a victim of a cute little touch there from Get Over. I really like that quick flicks. Oftentimes you see players holding the ball so long, so it's really nice to be able to surprise the defense every once in a while with a flick right as you touch it.
This is a 91 Honda. How dare you? That's kind of the thought process. Chance for a Get Over. He's easy to put this in the middle. Zath is there, far side, and it's going to find its way home off the post. Had a little bit of help from his friends, and we're running away with game 2.
Yeah, Zath getting on the board means every single person on Ball State is represented, so they're spreading the love and certainly spreading the pain. This is going to be another goal target in which 2 games is going to add up to over 10 goals for them on the side, but this is also why they deserve that record. And it's nice actually to see teams like this come into the playoffs and continue that form. They're not going to be perfect though, because that dunk will lead to a Kelder goal, so something to at least spur on the motivation. But to my previous point there, Ball State, I mean, there's oftentimes you see a favorite come into these tournaments and almost underperform, and it feels like that is not the case here.
Yeah, you're right. It's been a good show from them so far. They've been able to control just about every facet of this game so far, and there's a whole other contest and a minute 30 in this one to try to establish their dominance. But at least at the same time, Pace does get on the board, may reverse some sort of momentum in their favor, as T-Clef's going to put this one towards the Ball State net and then pay again for his transgressions. Shot towards the net. Luigi handles that. Kelder, who hasn't seen enough demos against him, apparently, puts himself into the line of fire again. This will be a chance off the back, left wing side. T-Clef trying to place that a little bit better, but Luigi's able to get there pretty easily, and now it'll be back in Ball State's control.
Tap to the corner, very high lob. T-Clef is just going to do it all himself. Nice dunk over. Actually, more than that. That's how it's right on target. Zath had to jump, almost surprised by that. Kelder on the follow-through. Nice on-target shot, but look at the coordination from Ball State. Slight tap, and then the immediate clear way to safety, although shouldn't quite say that yet. Still hanging around in the Ball State half. Maybe a second one spurs some more motivation in from Pace, just knowing that it's not infallible at the back for Ball State. However, they're going to have to wait another foray because this ball is well and enough cleared. That one on the counter off the post and now cleared to the corner.
More opportunity for Ball State as they get a little bit of possession back the other way. But this is much better from Pace this last minute and a half, 2 minutes of gameplay. As this will be back towards the midfield line, Ball State takes control in that offensive corner. That's right, at get over, but he's not able to make anything of it. Luigi puts this up in the air with a spoiler. Zath looking for a touch. Looking to touch this out right wing side. Luigi off that wall. Teak left. Is Ball State going to try to add one more? They have an opportunity to do so. Zath up in the air. Luigi and get over in the same spot. Good save from Teak left. This will probably hit the ground here, and it will. Ball State takes game 2, 1 win away from moving on to the round of 16.
And it shows good communication from the side of Ball State, simply just because even though they are all over the ball, they're never double committing. And if they are, it's even working out in their favor, just a slight tap forward and then a clear to the side. But ultimately, this speaks to that good coordination that you need at this level. Obviously, the speed is there and the finishing is as well. But to be able to actually be on the same page and not be able to panic in a situation really shows the quality of this program.
Yeah, it really does. The rotations are clean, their communication seems to be clean, and their mechanics are clean as well, where even if they make a mistake, chances are good their mechanics are going to be able to bail them out of it. So it's been pretty solid from them through the first 2 games. And on Pace's side, mission 1, they got a goal. Mission 2, now they got to get more goals than Ball State to keep this series alive.
And certainly, speaking of alive, that's probably they're also a priority of them, is just being able to stay with all 4 wheels on the turf at times, because they are sent to the Shadow Realm a couple times now. Ball State is not only just rotating in, but they're also rotating through all of their opposition. So if Pace University, I think, really needs to get back into this. Of course, they're compartmentalizing, understanding, yes, the offense is really good, their transition game is really strong, so we can't overcommit. But I think the method for here is just try to lock down the defense first, and then maybe focus on the occasional counterattack, because we know Ball State likes to play aggressive. You can use that against them, but
yeah,
my goodness, what an uphill battle they have here in game 3, having to engineer the reverse sweep to finish out this best of 5.
Yeah, exactly. They got to win 3 in a row at this point to move into the round of 16. They got to do it against a Ball State team that's had double-digit demos, probably close to 15 per game so far in this series. We are underway with game number 3 as we go on here. Teak left and Zath on the corners, and game 3 is a go. Get over is going to be rotating back. Kelder has first offensive possession of the game for Pace, but immediately turned the other way as Zath and Get Over team up on a clear back the other way. Coming in Luigi. Kelder leads it. Teak left trying to turn back away from it, or towards it. Not going to work. Here comes Ball State trying to set it up. There's a missed opportunity. Kelder is going to get the 50 ball back towards the sidewall, but right at Get Over, who is going to get that deep into the Pace end once more.
Kelder will try to tap that into open space, but there is no open space when you're playing against Ball State. Apparently, they're able to shut that one down and now find a different avenue through. Kelder is demoed, but that means there's no goalie temporarily. Kelder thought about it, decided against it. Zath is going to take it out and then extend it over to Luigi, or so he attempted. No contact, another clear out in the midfield. This time, but a combination. Reborn, even up to T-Clev, but looks like Get Over will be able to manage that first one. How about the second? They will try, and Zath's going to have to cover for him. So nice little possession coming through from Pace, but now they're right back onto defense, and they're going to really need it. Zath with a flip reset into the air dribble. My goodness.
A little bit fancy. He goes from here pretty much coast to coast. Goes from one wall to the opposite corner of the net. Get Over's there to add a little moral support, but he wasn't really needed. That was sick and disgusting from Zath. He's going to bring Ball State enough goals to win at this point with a 1-0 contest.
Historically, that really is what has taken. The peak of goals right now from Pace has been that 1 goal, and so they're going to have to replicate that and, of course, try to keep the rest of this team quiet, which has proven to be a very difficult task for not only them, but 7 unfortunate people that have come before them. So now it's going to be Zath trying to add on to it with Luigi. That's a shot on near post, but plenty of coverage there.
Yeah, good save on that near side as well. Just a good placement from Pace as far as the defense goes, and I think they probably want that back, does Ball State. Luigi trying to make up for it, though. He's going to take this towards the back wall. Gets the pinch, but he doesn't get it in the spot where he needs it. And Pace will have a chance to clear their back line, at least for a moment.
Will be able to peek through. The Reborn tries to throw it out, but Luigi just predicting that through and able to almost find Zath, though probably going to want that shot back. Luigi. Double off the sidewall. Keeping it themselves. Honestly, they don't even want to share the ball. And
no.
I guess they feel in form. Had a hat trick last game. Maybe want to add on to that in game 3.
They don't want to share the ball with the other team either. They're just carrying it across the offensive end at this point. T-Clef's got to get it clear here. Reborn makes the touch instead. He's in a tough spot. Taken away. Ball State setting up on the offense here. Very dangerous ball in front, but it's knocked away. That was good mechanics, good rotation out into the middle of the field to take that opportunity away. Reborn gets it into the offensive end. They got to make something of this. It's a demo instead. And now T-Clef going to have possession for a moment on the right wing side. This is taken away by Luigi.
More than that, trying to pick out that back post. Going to be too high. It's a sitter on the near, but that's a heck of an angle to work with. Zath able to make the most of it. High chip. Kind of a desperate throw on target, which at this point I think they're just throwing anything at the goal line and seeing what sticks. As apparently they're going to have to keep on waiting. How about this one from Zath? Maybe another flip reset off the double tap. They won't be so lucky on the clip.
They're trying. Base is trying to get their lines clear as well. Reborn going to try to carry it out. Gets it into the offensive end for the moment. Kelder going to try to turn on this. Not going to work. Left there for T-Clef. Kelder gives them a little bit of their own medicine. That might not be a problem, though, for Ball State. That shot is a missile at the net, handled by Reborn. T-Clef makes another save. It's dropped down to Kelder. Kelder gets it past one, nearly gets demoed for his trouble. Ball State continuing the possession battle and winning the possession battle in the offensive end. This is a big problem for Pace. That's crossbar and down, nearly bounced off the defender and in, and Kelder will get it up in the air. Back to midfield we go.
Oh, I love that. The flick and the immediate follow. Had to really test out the defense there for Ball. And now with a bump, that could be an open shot. Kelder with a rocket, and there is our first tie of the evening.
They needed that. This is something that that Pace has had get done to them the entirety of the evening. Kelder comes in, takes advantage of a real nice bump in front of that net. That's exactly what the doctor ordered. 70 seconds to go.
And it's stuff like that that you don't want to see complacency start to creep in from Ball State. They rotate back. They're taking their time on a touch, and it's exactly what you need to do if you're Pace, and really take the battle to them. Give them, as you said, taste their own medicine, and it's going to go down bitter, as medicine always seems to. So you're going to see a 1-1, and said they need to focus on defense. That is why the immediate counterattack and get over will not miss.
The two-touch coast-to-coast pass. That's perfectly done by Ball State. Zath to get over, and he touches the inside corner of the net. That is gorgeous with a minute to go, and that may put Pace in a bit of an ultimatum situation. They got to get one back here, and it's been a struggle to do so. They need to find a miracle if they can do it.
Typically, the psychology is you don't want to push forward in desperation and give them a counter, but also don't want to wait too long and able to miss out on some opportunities. So the balance of that is going to be crucial, and you have to find that clutchness wherever they can. Zath, they're actually going to lob that straight on down. Luckily, get over, able to make the save, and will temporarily stay out of danger. Zath, nice long clear. Kelder will have to gather and try to engineer another tap. Half the time has been remaining since we began this journey for them. This second goal going through from Ball State. Let's see what they can engineer in the final 15.
This will be into the corner in the Pace end. That's going to drop in front. Luigi going to drop it down off the back wall, looking for a double. Triple needed right there, taken by Kelder. They have to make this count. Chance for Reborn off the corner. That's in front. Kelder is there. He's not going to get it. And this one is going to touch the ground. Ball State will move on with a 3-0 series win. And game 3 much more competitive than games 1 and 2. That was a fun one, but indeed it came out to the way of Ball State.
And I do like how they appeared to turtle up a bit by Pace. I don't mean to say that in a form of a cowardice. They don't want to move out. But sometimes if you're struggling on defense, it might just be better to focus on it. And it really did work. And Ball State gave up that nice goal. But at the end of the day, you still have to be there to make it. So credit to Pace. But right now, Ball State was the one that was being able to set that pace, and looked like Pace fell off the treadmill in the end.
Yeah, it was a good attempt for sure from Pace to try to get up to speed. And that was the biggest thing, is they were just playing quite a bit slower than what Ball State was able to do, whether it be mechanics, rotation, and they finally had an answer for a little bit of the physical play that Ball State was giving them. Just wasn't, it was too little too late.
And it's tough with all those demos, it really gets you into your mind. So, of course, that's going to be a rough one. But as we said, Pace University going to be taking that L, which means that Ball State is going to be moving on into that next round. And hopefully we can move on into picking their brains a bit as we try to garner an interview from the winners after this break. We'll throw you to a short intermission, and we'll be right back with some more ECAC playoff coverage.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
And welcome back, everybody, to some more ECAC playoff action, or rather, at the tail end of it. We just saw Ball State take a 3-0 victory in the first round of the playoffs, that round of 32 against Pace University. And luckily, we were able to be joined in the call by Luigi of Ball State University. And how you feeling after that victory? You just took so fairly dominantly, I would have to say.
It always feels good to get the big win. First round is typically going to be the easiest, so we're looking forward to the next ones, but it's good to get it out of the way.
It's a nice, confident viewpoint. Did you guys have a game plan going in where you were going to try to get 15 plus demos per game? Because I'm pretty sure that's what you guys ended up doing. Your physical play was untouched.
It wasn't necessarily our plan, but we do bring it out a lot. Typically when we notice that teams are not really avoiding them, like we noticed that the other team was not really making much attempt to dodge when we demo, so we called it out. Hey, they're not dodging very well. We can punish them on this and get free space on the field.
So after seeing that strategy and being able to employ it, obviously you guys were going through that, but you mentioned that it's really just, hey, calling out that you're noticing this team. I mean, you guys are 7-1. Would you say a strength of your team is your ability to adapt to what the other opponents are really throwing at you?
Yeah, I think so. We kind of play a little more passive style at the start of our matches, and I think that we do a good job of locking in what our opponents' like strengths and weaknesses are, and then actually really targeting them and figuring out what we need to do to beat them.
I'm sure you've probably looked ahead at the bracket to this point. Any teams that kind of worry you getting towards the tail end of it, or are you kind of just confident as long as you play your game, you'll be fine?
Obviously, King is in our side of the bracket. We'll meet them in the semifinal, I believe. So we're looking forward to that match because we were supposed to get to play them, but they had to forfeit because of a spring break. They couldn't play. So we're hoping to make it into the semifinals and be able to play against them.
So honestly, I can't really deny that. That is certainly a good team to be able to pick as maybe the white whale within the bracket and trying to get through. But of course, you mentioned that that's the main team they're really focused on. But I really have to applaud the play style. You guys have a lot of individual skill as well as the combinatorial plays where you're trying to get these incredible passes. And I would say, is that something that you also try to really implement, is trying to make sure that you're switching things up and adding a lot of variety with your gameplay? Because I felt like at times the defense just did not know which direction you guys are coming from.
Yeah, definitely. I know that we have a lot of mechanical skill on our team, and that's something that we've always had, but more recently working in like those passing plays and second man rotations, being able to have like all those options on offense, it really makes it hard for the other team to defend because they never really know what's going to happen. So that is something that we've put a lot of work into. Yeah.
It shows. Yeah. Absolutely shows. I guess one last thing, as far as your guys' chemistry together, how long have you guys as a 3-man unit been playing together?
We've been playing together since the start of this semester. We had me and Zath were both on the team last semester, but we had a new transfer come in this semester to start playing. So we've been playing together for probably about 3.5 months.
Wow. That's a pretty good result for 3 months of gameplay together.
Well, it's always impressive to see how far you guys can go with that roster, especially as new as it is. So bright future ahead, I'm sure. So best luck in that bracket, and we're able to let you go, enjoy your evening. But any shout outs you want to give before we're able to let you go?
Shout out my teammates, shout out Ball State Esports program, shout out my parents, my family. Aunt Jenny, if you're watching, this one's for you.
I like it.
Nice, there you go. Luigi, thank you so much, and congrats again on the win. What a nice young gentleman, being able to take that graciously, talk about the teams, and honestly, not even banter. They're just saying we're looking forward to this game. It'll be a tough one. Got King looking out, but certainly what we've seen today, I think any team that watched that stream is going to be a bit anxious if they have them next up.
Yeah, no doubt about that. They have a lot to prepare for, whether it be the passing plays, the physical play, the sheer rhythm that Ball State had, and it's easy to see why they ended up going 7-1 in the regular season.
And it's going to be a tough team to knock off, but unfortunately, Pace will not be that team. But maybe in the future, someone will be giving them a different type of challenge, because that was only round 1. And same way with that Rocket League playoffs, it's going to do it for us. But Curtis, I do believe we do have some Overwatch action coming up here on ECAC.
Yes, we do. It is going to be University at Albany and Bryant coming your way next. Thanks for watching ECAC Rocket League. We will leave you with Overwatch on the other side of this break.
I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Your offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and family beyond the binary, good evening and welcome to the Collegiate Overwatch Playoffs here at ECAC. My name is Warren Jungle God Hammond, and tonight joined on the mic once again by Dividing. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing fantastic, Joko God. We have finally made it through after 8 weeks of Swiss bracket play. This is now where it gets real. Only the best of the best have made it to the postseason, where they're going to be fighting it out in a single elimination bracket to get themselves to the very end to claim the victory of the ECAC Open Division today. Matchup between University of Albany B and Bryant.
Now, both of these teams sporting a 4-4 record during the regular season. The University of Albany having a little bit better performance in the map differential. That's going to land them a number 14 spot, whereas Bryant sitting at number 19. But both these teams look very, very even on paper today, Dividing. I mean, they have an identical record. They both one of the things they have in common is they both beat Ball State 3-0. But on the other hand, they also got 3-0'd by the Friars. So very interesting matchup that we have here, and I think it's going to be an absolutely fantastic one to watch.
Yeah, I'm definitely thinking of this match, even though we're like technically in bracket at this point in the season, I'm personally thinking of it more of a play-in match, right? Because you got the 14 seed versus the 19 seed. I think there's 2 more matches like that going on right now in the bracket. Between sort of the teams that were really on the bubble in that 4-4 area, trying to fight it out amongst themselves to then advance into the round of 16, which is where the 5-3 and up teams enter the fray. For both of these teams, it's definitely going to be about proving that they belong among some of the best that this division has to offer.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And, speaking about, where one of these teams is potentially going next, right, into that next round of the playoffs, they're going to be facing Alfred, the number 3 seed. Now, another interesting stat is that most recently, the University of Albany, they faced them as the last game in their regular season. So if Albany can come out here with a win today, they're certainly going to be looking to take revenge for what happened to them on that final week. So I think that could be a very interesting matchup. But of course, Bryan College pushing on as well. I mean, that's something to talk about too, right? The number 19 seed making it in, the underdogs, at least on paper, going into this matchup, coming out on top and maybe making a run for it.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely can't discount a team that has revenge on the mind. Even though Alfred did go 6-2 overall to net themselves a number 3 overall seed, University of Albany is a very established organization. Of course, this is the B team, the A team competing in the A division, where they also got themselves a respectable playoff seed. I believe they're the number 7 seed up there. University of Albany, I think, have a lot of resources to help push them through, but we're talking a little too much about what is ahead for these teams. We got to talk about what is in front of them right now. That is starting out in the play-in match, Dijon Tower, Night Mark. Instantly, we're seeing 2 very differing styles, with the sort of traditional brawl with the Ryan Zarya on the side of Albany, while Bryant is going with something a little more unorthodox. It's a Sigma instead of a Reinhardt for Sandman, but both teams still going to be taking full advantage of that Symmetra teleporter.
Yeah, that they will. I'm going to be looking at Sandman to see if they can, contain themselves through the onslaught of damage that's going to come their way. First pick gonna go the way of Bryan University, though. That's gonna be Sneewee out of the fight. Simba's falls very quickly. And with that, Bryant University is going to take very quick possession of the point.
They moved so quickly, Brian did. I think it's because they had the Lucio from the very start. They used the Symmetra teleporter at the very start of the game instead of trying to teleport up to the top. And because of that, when University of Albany teleported onto the point, I mean, Bryant was already there. And you saw Jordan was immediately ready to slam onto the members of Albany and take them out. It forces a couple of swaps as well. The Lucio is gone, so you're sacrificing that speed boost for the increased healing that will come from the Ana Baptiste. I mean, that is an immense amount of healing. And you've also changed to do very spam-based DPS and Hanzo Junkrat.
Yeah, it looks like University of Albany maybe wants to try and poke at them from a distance, and that is exactly what Mint does.
My God.
Taking out the entire support line of Bryant University. It's really only a matter of time before Albany is able to take this point away from them. Though a pick does come in onto Mint, it's not going to be all over, says Jordan. We're still going to fight this thing tooth and nail. Sandy coming away with a pick that's going to be a few more in favor of an Albany, but the supports have respawns. They're not going to get back in time, though, to affect this fight.
Yeah, the DPS swaps absolutely end up working out really well there for University of Albany. They have such superior mid to long range poke, right? You look at the DPS on Bryant, and Failspin and Jordan are two very close range DPS characters. They aren't super effective unless they are right into your face. Meanwhile, like we saw, Mint is able to poke from a distance and take out both supports. And because of that, now Albany, even after changing a lot of their comp, they have a lot of ultimates up.
That they do. They're going to engage with the photon barrier as well, and I like that because it mitigates the effectiveness of Mint, as does just taking them out of the fight. Nano Boost has been committed. Shatter lands 32% on the board for Albany. They want to try and make it a little more. They've only got Ocean standing in the way. That fight is over.
That was a big investment from Bryant as well, using the wall to try and get themselves in, using the Meteor Strike. I was kind of thinking Bryant would maybe try and swap after that. It feels like, yeah, we do see a swap here. Failspin onto the Soldier 76 to give them a little more consistent mid to long range damage, but the Albany ultimates, they still have both DPS ultimates coming up soon. This Riptire Dragon Strike combo could be huge.
It absolutely could be. We're going to see the Dragon Strike thrown out. That's going to split members of Bryant University. Here comes the Riptide right after that. Sand Barrier committed. Not going to find any kills with either ultimate. So, huge plays coming out from Bryant University to mitigate the effectiveness of both of those ultimates. Now they're going to push in. Ocean has the Nano Boost. Are they going to apply it in this fight? Gravitic Flux going to be launched. That's going to net one kill. Here comes the Nano Boost. Albany now falling apart at the seams, and Bryant University will retake this point.
Yeah, beautiful stuff from Grill Daddy. I've got to peg them as the hero of that fight. The perfectly timed beat from them in order to mitigate the entirety of the Riptire was absolutely perfect. I think that ultimate was going to get 1 or 2 kills otherwise. And now Bryant University, they can stand large and in charge on the point, but they're in last fight territory here because Albany is at 89%. They still have to build up to some ultimates while Bryant has that all-important grab, but you've lost your Ana early, Jungle God.
Oh, that's huge. That might need to be a fast reset coming out from Bryant University. With the Doomfist down as well, there's not much they can do. They still commit the Graviton Surge to the fight, though. Not going to net any kills, and University of Albany is going to be able to come away with this fight, and with a couple of bonuses, too, in terms of ultimates committed. But no! Look at this. Bryant University comes back with a couple kills. Not going to be enough, though, to really swing it in their favor.
Oh, interesting here from Jordan. Tries to get a little more, I mean, you get the kills, but you've lost the point, right? If you were able to get those kills while still getting the point up in your favor, this absolutely is worth it for Jordan. But, oh my goodness, it seems like Jordan, with the assistance from Sandman, looks like they're going to just about 2v6 this whole thing, and all of a sudden, Bryant just takes map 1. That was like a 2v6.
Yeah, it was. That was a wild finish there from Bryant University. I mean, tremendous heads-up play coming out from the Doomfist and Sandman, like you said. I thought that point was really... There was no hope for Bryant University.
Yeah, I was sitting there like completely dogging on Jordan, saying, "Oh my gosh, he used the Meteor Strike so early, and you lost the point. What are you doing?" And then they just kill everyone.
Beautiful
my
play.
bad, I guess.
Yeah.
But okay, the game keeps moving though, and we are going to be moving on to Control Center, which is going to actually, I think, favor Albany, right? Because they seem to like to play these Reinhardt-based compositions, and with this sort of closed-in nature of Control Center, Reinhardt is very, very well suited for this map type.
Yeah, it really, really is. And, you know, I would agree with you, except for, you know, what we just saw happen on Night Market, another map that I do think favors the Brawl composition. Bryant University coming out with an early pick on Sustained. I think that Albany might be a little perplexed as to how to approach this rather unorthodox composition that Bryant University has. Oceans will be taken out of the fight though, so it's an opportunity for University of Albany to try and strike back now. No ultimates on the board yet, but Viscone getting very close to that sound barrier. Point is in favor of Bryant University, but Albany coming back in it. They want to take this fight now.
Nicely done from University of Albany with that little bit of a soft reset, but here's a very quick Gravitic Flux from Sandman. It seems Bryant don't want to give this up so early just yet, but they don't really have the numbers to do anything about it for the moment. And look at the ultimates here for Albany. Sainted is nanoed up and gets a 2K with the Shatters, just going massive in the front line.
Oh yeah, huge plays coming out of Albany, and you know, that was a situation where I think, you know, Bryant University, they were maybe trying to repeat some of that, you know, some of those hero play successes that they had at the end of the last map, but it didn't quite pan out that way for them this time. So Albany gets to take advantage of that, get a little extra percentage on the board as well.
Yeah, and it only took them the nano boost as well, so they have both DPS ults and, oh sorry, they used the Shatter, so both DPS ults and the Beat still available to them, while Bryant University really only has the Coalescence and the Tac Bison.
Here comes the Photon Barrier and the Riptire. Riptire's gonna find Jordan right in the back line. Blossom goes down to just a sliver of health due to an anti-nade. Volkswagen gonna be able to finish them off. And with that, Albany gonna be able to push out pretty far against Bryant University and continue to hold this point.
Great stuff from Bryant, and I think this is a massive swap here. Jordan's going to be swapping off of the Doomfist, it seems. I think still trying to figure out exactly what they want to do. It's going to be the Reaper, so still a very close range-based character, but that Doomfist was, I think, a huge part of the Bryant University comp. It was the main initiator. When the Doomfist engaged, the rest of the team engaged, and now you forced Bryant off of what you think is probably their comfort zone on a very critical moment here, 85% and counting for Albany.
Yeah, this is almost done and dusted for Albany. Sound Barrier going to be committed aggressively by Viscone. We're going to see the Sound Barrier Oceans as well. Sandman not going to last too long, though, this time around. Failspin looking to see if they can get healed back up, courtesy of Grill Daddy, but they're taking a lot of pressure, too, and will eventually be killed, and that will be that. And we go on to a sub-map 3 here on Lijiang.
And I think the important part here, Jungle God, is that University of Albany, I think, have started to figure out how to adjust to the Bryant University comp. You mentioned it at the start. They were running something that was pretty unorthodox. You don't see a Zarya Sigma very often with the Doomfist very often. But they did a much better job at focusing down the Doomfist, making sure that they couldn't quite get the engagements that they wanted to get. And because of that, you forced Bryant off of their comfort zone. So really, really good stuff there from Albany, but Bryant doesn't seem to be done bringing the surprises for you just yet. And what is the most open Lijiang map? Why not go with the For Mercy here from Jordan and Grill Daddy, respectively? University of Albany, of course, are still going to be sticking on that brawl, so they teleport onto the point. The question is, how long can they take this long-range poke coming from the For Mercy?
Oh yeah, that's going to be you know, a very important question indeed. Already the teleporter is out of commission now, so Bryant University can really start pummeling from the outside. They're going to be looking to kind of surround this, but also to build up a lot of, you know, charge for Blossom and that nano boost for Oceans. Jordan now taking an angle right outside the window. Point has started to become contested now. First pick in favor of Bryant University, and this double bubble composition is now firing on all cylinders, and with Failspin to help out too, that's going to be first possession in favor of them.
Yeah, and that's going to be the real struggle here for Albany. They can take the point, but can they hold on to it with all of this damage coming in from all of these different sides? It's very easy for Reinhardt to get just completely overwhelmed by everything that Bryant is throwing at them, and I mean, they're not stopping.
No, they're not. This Primal Rage is gonna find a kill if it kills him, and that's exactly what happens. Both main tanks out of the fight right now. This is gonna be a bit of a free-for-all for the DPS as we move in. That's gonna be Grill Daddy going very low to Sneewy, almost taking them out completely. Barrage does land. Bryant University going to continue to get the kills that they need.
Yeah, they get the kills they need, but it's actually a fairly expensive fight for Bryant. They used 3 ultimates in that one. You know, it can be debated whether or not all 3 of them were necessary, but you can tell they're playing with the confidence of a team that definitely, like a team that does actually have the ultimate advantage, even though it is Albany right now. And Mint uses the High Noon to full effect. That was actually one of your more consistent tools to potentially take the For Mercy out of the sky.
Yeah, an excellent use of it there to really give a lot of cover for Albany to get onto point. We've got the Immortality Field has to be committed early on. They committed the, doesn't really matter because the Death Blossom did. The Death Blossom took out everybody. So University Albany, once they were bled of all their ultimates and resources, there was nothing left for them to do except take a trip back to spawn.
Yeah, now University of Albany look perplexed by the Bryant University comps yet again. Just when you thought you had them figured out, they brought something new to the table, and this is their last chance. 90% and counting for Bryant University. You have the Shatter from Sainted, but who exactly do you shatter here in this comp? Everyone's playing so spread out.
Oh, and this is just brutal with the Primaling. Sandman right in front of that choke, trying to keep everybody out, but it is gonna be Sainted who finds a nice kill into the backline of Bryant. They may be able to take this point for their own at the last moment possible, but from here on out dividing, they have to be perfect.
Yeah, 99-3 at this point from University of Albany. They have to hold for, I want to say, at least 3 fights, maybe 4, to make sure to take Lijiang at the end of the day. That is it. They have to win the rest of the fights, or Bryant University are going to be taking it. And actually, Volkswagen is going to be getting up to that Death Blossom. We saw Veilspin use it to very effective measures in a couple fights ago, so we'll see if Volkswagen can do the same on the other side.
That we will. We're going to see the Amplification Matrix committed early. Anti-Nate is going to land on a Sandy. Here comes the Death Blossom from Volkswagen, and it's successful as well. Excellent first hold here from Albany.
Nice. Yeah, nicely done. The quick ultimate send Bryant University back to spawn very fast before they can start building up to those ultimates. Because this is what Bryant University is hoping for, right? Is that they can just take a couple of fights, maybe not use very much, invest very minimally, and then go in with all of their ultimates at the very end while University of Albany has been depleted and using their own ultimates to hold on to everything. As of right now, still all they really have is a nano boost here from Oceans, but Jordan's coming up very close, and that was really good from Min to take down Oceans once again, so no nano boost.
No nano boost at all. The barrage, though, that's going to strike. That's going to land. 3 players out from Albany. Bryant University continuing to push on despite not having their Ana. Grill Daddy doing everything they can to keep everybody alive right now. Another Death Blossom attempted from Failspin, but it's not going to land quite as hard as the first did, but it doesn't matter because Bryant University has this point under their control. We've got Simba's now in on the Winston to try and stall this out as long as they can, but Mint is out of the fight once again. Simbas gets a very fast Primal. They're going to see if they can turn this back in their favor, but the point's still heavily in favor of Bryant University. Just one member of Albany on it at the moment, and they're falling like flies. That's going to be a big stud coming out. Sainted tries to go in for the charge, but there's just too much damage coming in with overtime about to start to take over. Dividing, this is all but over in favor of Bryant.
Yeah, it's just a matter of how long is it going to take Brian to take out Fizgun, who is honestly doing a very good job of being elusive on this Lucio with the beat to help them for a while. But after you take out these supports, that should be it. Actually some very impressive staggering here from Albany to try and keep this going for as long as you can. But that overtime wicket goes down faster and faster the longer it's activated. And Bryant finally are able to take Gardens and take Lijiang Tower as a result. The number 19 seed Jungle God is coming out ahead early.
That they are, and great plays coming out from both sides. And, you know, I have to admire the creativity, the unorthodox compositions that we're seeing out of Bryant right now, because I think they're really perplexing University of Albany at the moment.
Yeah, I've always been a huge proponent of this. I've said it before on broadcast, and I'll say it again. When you are a collegiate program and you aren't necessarily like playing at the grandmaster level like these teams are, the meta is a nice guide for what to play on each map, but it's absolutely not a requirement. I think if you are super comfortable on a certain set of heroes, even if those 6 heroes have never been played before in a competitive setting together, if those are your 6 best heroes, you can beat just about anyone at your skill level if you're good enough at them and know how to make them work together. And that is what we're seeing from Bryant right now, is they are using these combinations that we've definitely never seen before, but it works for them because that's what they're the best at. And obviously, if Lijiang Tower is anything to go on, it's working out pretty well for them.
It is, and now it's going to be up to University of Albany to try and turn things back in their favors with a pick on Escort. You know, a lot of good options here in terms of what maps you can go to, but you know, if you're looking to try and maybe pick a map to counter the composition that's being run at you, I frankly don't know what you do here against Bryant, because they're so unorthodox, right? It's like, do we want to get them off of the Sig Zarya composition? Well, where do they like to play that? Your guess is as good as mine. So it's actually a really tough spot that Albany is in. They may want to instead go for a map that they just know that they're very strong on and that they like to play.
Just go with what you're comfortable on. I think I heard they're actually going to be going with Junkertown for their Escort map, which is a really interesting one because we saw Albany play pretty traditional Brawl Reinhardt-based compositions for all 3 of the Lijiang Tower maps. Junkertown isn't necessarily a Brawl map. Now, of course, I'm just going to say Bryant's going to play whatever the heck they want, and good on them for that. But Albany, I feel like, is a team that is generally, based on, of course, the one map I've seen from them, a team that generally seems to play what is more widely accepted as the meta on this map. And for Junkertown, that's more of the double shield sniper kind of compositions, the poke comps, because of the kinds of because of the kind of layout that Junkertown gives you with the super long sight lines. It really lets you poke out. If I can just try and go into the minds of Albany here, I think that you're looking at the characters that have given you trouble so far. That's Doomfist and that's Pharah from Jordan's, has been the most consistent trouble. If you can play compositions that are more long-range hit scan and try to poke out those characters before they can get too much value, that works out really well for you. So maybe that's where Albany is going with Junkertown, or they just have a Widow one trick that really wants to play Junkertown.
They could, you know, in my mind, when we're thinking about Albany goes immediately to Mint, right? We saw Mint swap onto the Hanzo on let's see here, Night Market, right? And the moment he swapped onto Hanzo, it was getting tremendous value, right? 2 picks right off the bat. So I'm going to be putting my money on Albany trying to enable Mint here. And as we take a look at the lineups, we do have Mint on the Hanzo once again. So, you know, I think we're going to see a lot out of him. And I'm very excited to take a look at this potential sniper duel that we're going to have between him and Jordan.
Yeah, absolutely. Jordan, of course, is going to actually opt into that Widowmaker. So a very different style of hero than what we saw from Jordan in the first map. Was playing Pharah, was playing, I think, Reaper briefly, and then the Doomfist. So going with that long-range hit scan instead of more close-range characters is going to be very interesting to see how this one works out. But I didn't want to comment on it in case they swapped off, but Albany will be walking out with that pirate ship, just trying to protect the president being Volkson.
Yes, they will, and they're going to get a significant amount of progress just based on this composition, right? They've at least gotten it up to this first corner, but caught out by a hook from Sandman. Now Fizcon going to have to use their immortality to try to bring them back, but in the meantime, that's going to allow Jordan to get a nice pick on the big head of Orisa that Simba is currently using.
Yeah, and look, the pirate ship has been completely torn apart here by Bryant University. I think it was last Equinox who just went in for a massive charge and just broke up the entire setup. And now they're in a very awkward situation trying to get set up back on this point. But you've let Volkson get back on top of the point, and you've taken out 2. Jordan is absolutely nothing against this insane turret damage.
Oh, yeah, that was an unfortunate misplay, I think, there from Bryant University, allowing Volkson to get that up back on the cart, and that's going to most likely give them this first point.
Oh, yeah. Volkson, when you have them set up with all of the shields around them, the Bastion is just outpouring all of this damage. It is going to be nearly impossible without an insane amount of effort on the side of Bryant to try and dislodge that Bastion from the point. And of course, once you do, the Bastion does have that tank configuration. The massive AoE damage from that will be huge. But this is interesting here from Albany. They opt to actually get off of the point, leave Volkson alone, and that's kind of the easiest kill of Jordan's life here. Just storm arrowing a still moving Bastion.
The res is going to come in, though. We're going to see Volkson back on the point. They're going to be pretty healthy, and Ocean's out of the fight now for Bryant University, so it's just Real Daddy trying to keep the rest of them alive, and that Harmony Orb can only do so much.
Yeah, pretty much. Once you lose Oceans, especially when Oceans had that nano boost up, you basically lost that fight entirely. Jordan's going to do whatever they can, but yeah, not going to be enough, and Albany is going to roll right through point B to the end of the point, actually. Point B is going to be unlocked here, even with this stagger attempt. Albany are going to be going into point C with a massive time bank and lots of ults.
Yeah, they really will be. Last moment contest coming out here from Bryant University. It is going to be successful.
Doesn't matter, they capped.
Yeah, they will be able to at least set up and have a nice defensive position going into this next fight.
Yeah, they do get a nice defensive position. But you also lose the mech from Sandman, which is actually going to force you to play a little bit further back. You don't have that defense matrix to rely on, and you still really would have wanted that for the surely coming soon tank configuration from Volkson. They've been hanging on to it for a while.
They have. Yeah, I've been thinking the same thing, expecting them to use it sooner or later, but they still haven't. Mitt going to get a tremendous number of kills here. That's going to be a 4K for them to start things out for Albany.
Beautiful stuff there from Mint. And you know what? If Bryant University are just going to keep letting Volkson get set up on the point, no matter how many times they dislodge them, then why not just keep on this Bastion and keep on just gunning down, having the point and click adventure, especially with the Amp Matrix too, doubling all of your damage. I mean, Bryant is going to wisely just walk away because you're going to get melted instantly by that. But look at all this space they have now. They're coming for the end.
Yeah, this is just huge. Sandman gonna throw out the self-destruct that will take Sneewy out of the fight, but Volkson now is gone and out. Fail spin, able to get a couple of kills here to help turn this back in favor of Bryant University. They're gonna see if they can chase down a few extra in the end. I don't know if they're gonna use that Death Blossom or not. They know in fact they are not going to. They're gonna be content with just demeching Sandman once again.
Okay, there's no way that Volkson's gonna get set up on the point again, right? The point is so incredibly far away. There's absolutely no way it happens. But oh my gosh, the Dragon Strike from Mint might just clear the way.
That it might, and look at this, they're going to be hunting down Oceans as well. They're not going to last too long. Here comes the last-ditch Death Blossom from Failspin. Not going to find its target. Sandman, though, does get one pick. They're going to be quickly dealt with, and with that, Albany finishes with 3:21 on the clock.
That is not something we see very often on Junkertown here, Jungle God. A Bastion-based pirate ship comp making it all the way to the end of the map. And it wasn't that University of Albany had no idea what to do. They weren't able to dislodge the Bastion from the cart and then take control of it and force the Bastion to switch. They did that like 2-3 times throughout the map. The problem is they just kept letting the Bastion get back into position. Once you force the Bastion off, you can't just back up and let the Bastion get back. And I think that might have something to do with just how hesitant University of Albany are playing right now. Bryant is throwing so much at them, and I feel like especially after Lijiang, they're not super confident in their ability to counter it, which is giving their Bastion player just way too much space, way too much ability to make plays happen.
Yeah, it really is. They need to do a much better job, I think, in the future of, getting that last piece of the puzzle, right?
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. They did a great job with everything except for that one final bit, which is don't let the Bastion set up again, right? We're going to see Riot University now maybe taking a page out of Albany's book. Don't want to say it's for sure, but it's looking pretty likely we may have another pirate ship on our hand.
Yeah, it's looking very, very likely here. It's that, and you're actually going to be backed up with, of course, a Widowmaker from Jordan very early on, but you're going to go back on to what has become the signature Doomfist here. How is the Doomfist going to exactly give value with everyone on the high ground like this? Well, I guess this is how.
Yeah, nice slam onto the high ground there. That's going to dislodge a few members of Albany, force them to back up a little bit. This card's continuing to still make progress. Jordan goes down in the back line, so now Albany looking pretty good at the moment. Failson goes down low, and Mortality Field has to be committed by Ocean. Here comes the tank configuration that nets one kill right off the bat. Can they find another? Not this time around. In fact, they're going to be the ones taken out of the fight instead. University of Albany seeing if they can maybe push back out here, continue to hold on to this point. But the damage coming in from Sandman is going to be too much for Sainted as well as Simba. So the point is going to go the way of Bryant.
See, Volkson, that's how you do that. That you just press Q and then you go into the tank configuration and you do these awesome shells that do a ton of damage. I promise it's a really good ability. You should try it sometime.
Right? Maybe they just didn't need it, they thought, moving through all that.
Obviously they didn't need it. They didn't need it because they capped so fast. But, I really would have wanted to see it once from them.
Yeah, Failsman certainly making up for that. Giving us one in the first fight, actually, really.
Yeah, very quickly built.
Now we've got Albany set up on the high ground, but the question is for how long under the constant barrage of Failsman? Well, I say constant, but not so much anymore. That's going to be Sainted coming away with a nice Gravitic Flux. Can they find more off of the tail end of it? And it looks like they will. Volkson doing a great job pummeling damage in with that heavy pulse rifle.
Yeah, it's a very underrated ultimate, I think. Especially at these lower levels where, I think that just being able to hit all of your shots is such a big buff. Great stuff there from Volkson, pumping in damage, even if it didn't show up in the kill feed too much. And it has forced Bryant University off of the point here. Again, they're just trying to get their Bastion set up again. The question is, will Albany make the same mistakes that Bryant did on their defense? And it's looking like right now they might just be doing so.
Oh, but a huge Dragon Strike gonna come in from Mint for University of Albany, and that's going to just demolish what was left of Bryant.
That was actually, if that was on purpose, that was big brain from Mint. You actually let the Bastion get set back up on the point, get all the tanks around them, make sure they're all grouped up in this tiny little space, and then you let the Dragon Strike go and just melt down all of them. Beautiful stuff there from Mint, sort of using the Bryant University comp against them.
Yeah, it made me think, where was the Immortality Field? And I noticed that Albany has been running this on a Mercy, and so, maybe Stewie going over to the Baptiste could be a better choice here, given that they're trying to run this bunker composition. But let's talk about the ultimates, though, that Bryant University has online. They have got 4, almost 5 in the bank, including, once again, this tank configuration. And there it's going to start out with Bob committed to the fight. Jordan going down very low there. They're going to have to go behind the corner, see if they can get healed, but they're not going to be able to do just that. Now Failspin trying to layer in as much damage on that high ground as they can. We've got the Immortality Field committed as well, but that's not going to allow them to survive too terribly long. And with that, Albany will hold once again.
Yeah, this is tough now for Bryant. It feels like they've been holding on to these ultimates for a while, waiting for the perfect chance to let that tank configuration go so they can finally swap off of this Bastion and go on to a comp that'll be more more well suited to deal with these high ground positions that University of Albany are just dominating from right now. But I think at some point you just have to decide, okay, this isn't working. The tank configuration isn't quite worth it. We're just going to swap onto a more long range comp and try and counter Mint and Volkson on this high ground. But instead, you're going to be trying to counter them with the grappling hook of the Wrecking Ball as your kind of engagement tool. But now here come the ultimates from Bryant University. You've got to engage a lot here.
Yeah, you certainly do. The amplification matrix has been committed. I'm really looking for Sandman to move somebody out of position and into the lane of fire of Failspin. We're going to see a Gravitic Flux coming in now from Sainted to try and deal with this Bastion, but they're going to be able to survive through most of that damage. That is until a Helix Rocket says otherwise, courtesy of Volkson. That's going to be Albany getting a great couple of picks right there, and now Ocean's on the back foot, having to back off, and once again, we're getting a nice hold coming out from Albany.
Yeah, and after what was a very fast pace into point A, Bryant University has let this time bank really slip away from them. Now just a minute, 10 seconds on the clock, and Albany have never not had the ult advantage at this point because Bryant has been going down so fast before. They haven't been able to do too much damage, too much healing. Their ult charge is actually quite slow, and having these swaps onto the Wrecking Ball, onto the Junkrat now from Failspin, even though I think it is necessary, it puts them in a really tough spot.
Oh my gosh, but Mint again with the Dragon Strike, this time a 3K. Takes out the entire support line as well for Bryant University.
My gosh.
Mint is just firing on all cylinders right now.
Mint just reads Bryant's mind, or it's just really good calls from the team because Bryant University, even though they're playing these quicker compositions, they are still staying together very, very close, which means it's just basically free real estate for the Dragon Strike.
That it does. That Dragon Strike has been so terrifying, but this time it's going to be the supercharger from Simbas that's going to get things done, or at least started for University of Albany. 5 seconds left to go, and Bryant University has almost nothing left. Just Jordan with a sliver of health. They can't even touch it. With that, Albany will even up the series at 1.
Beautiful Junkertown overall there from Albany. I think I was a little bit skeptical of the Junkertown pick from this team, considering what we saw from them on Lijiang Tower, but they absolutely proved me wrong. Both on their offense and on the defense, it seems they were very, very comfortable with what Junkertown was willing to offer them. They took advantage of the Bastion pirate ship on the first map and on their attack, and then on the defense did a really, really good job of taking advantage of the high ground available to them on point B, just allowing them to dominate the Bryant composition before they could close the distance.
Yeah, just incredible situational awareness, I think, coming out from the squad this time around to even up the score at 1. We are going to throw it to a short break, but before we do that, I want to give you all a quick read from Lenovo, our sponsor. Lenovo Legion knows you play to win. To stand out from the competition, you need equipment that matches the speed of your thoughts and actions. The Legion Y25 monitor delivers wins in the toughest, most critical situations. With its extreme 1 millisecond response time to its insane 240 Hz refresh rate, the Legion Y25 doesn't just keep up but does a lot more. Built for those engaged in vast multiplayer battles at the tournament level, the Legion Y25 offers a 24.5-inch FHD IPS panel with built-in NVIDIA G-Sync compatibility. The Legion Y25 monitor is available at Lenovo.com and other fine retailers. Now, before we do throw it to a break, any quick thoughts, any final words for us to ponder while we go get our waters?
After some very, very unorthodox play from Bryant, it seems like University of Albany has retaken control of the match. So what will Bryant be able to throw at Albany next to try and put him back on the back foot?
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a sore, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Your offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a sore, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Your offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
1-1 the score line today here, dividing between Bryant University and the University of Albany. We're going to see ourselves headed to the arid deserts and Temple of Anubis for our third match.
And the pressure is right back onto Bryant now. I believe they are on the attack here. I think our overlay is a little bit swapped right now. But after losing the last map of Junkertown, it is back onto them to try and come up with a composition to take University of Albany back off guard. It seemed like they couldn't quite do it last time around after having a lot of success on Lijiang Tower. So will this, what looks to be a Ryan Zarya composition with the Junkrat and the Soldier 76 be enough to go up against what is another Bastion comp coming up from Albany? And yeah, Volkson is obviously very comfortable on this character.
Yeah, very, very comfortable, I would say. We're going to see a pretty standard bunker composition from Brian with the addition of the Bastion. Fizzcone going to get a pick as well onto Oceans, who is now onto the Lucio. So a little bit of a role swap, it feels like, for them. I think they were on the Ana beforehand. Yeah,
wasn't Sandman a tank?
Well. Yeah, Failspin as well on the Moira. So quite a few swaps coming in from University of Albany here. Sandman on the Soldier, last Equinox on the tank, and I'm curious to see if this is going to have a good effect for them moving into this next map. Volkson, though, set up on this bridge is going to make life very difficult for Albany at the moment.
Yeah, very, very difficult here. There's just so much damage coming in from the mid to long range. Jordan can only do so much with those Junkrat grenades. You have to get to a certain distance before those grenades can be of use. And yeah, I think this is actually a really good swap here. Jordan's going to go ahead and move over to the Pharah, where you can put in a little more damage from long range, but you still have to be very, very careful of this Bastion. If you get a little bit too close, that turret can still really laser you down, even with a Mercy Pocket.
Oh yeah, it certainly can. And, University of Albany, I feel like they did a good job rotating into the small room with the Mega Health Pack, but at some point they needed to push out onto that island to start putting pressure on this Bastion, and since they didn't do that, the Bastion was just able to mow them down with ease. And now they're going to opt for a little bit different approach this time. Bryant University going to try and take it underneath the bridge, see if maybe that yields a few better results. Jordan still layering in some rockets from afar, though. Now, Volkson on the move. Can they pick him out while he's in the midst of getting reset? Not going to happen this time. And in fact, Mint going to find another pick. Sandman out of the fight once again. Now, Albany very close to the point. Fatberry has committed. Volkson out of the fight. Simbas has used the supercharger. And now
Mint?
There's going to be a lot of damage coming out from Mint. Finds 3 huge picks. And despite Albany getting very close to point, in fact, getting on point, Bryant University going to continue to hold.
Wow, actually insane from Bryant. That's Albany being able to just hold here on this point. We've got a nano boosted Baptiste right now from Cyclone, just making sure that no advance from Albany is going to be able to advance. But Bryant, they want to continue pushing onto this. The very quick barrage comes out from Jordan, and it does get 1 and a tick on the board, but you have to wonder if Bryant is kind of using a little too much, a little too fast. Albany just doesn't have, Albany just has the numbers advantage overall, and even though you might get a pick or 2, you need a lot more than that to take the point.
Yeah, you really do, and this is just a time that I think could be used, setting up the next fight, getting a plan and ready.
Yeah, and now you have 30 seconds left. You've used all of your ultimates, and you have 30 seconds left, and you are back to square one, basically. Bryant University are all of a sudden in a really tough spot. You have no ultimates available to you right now. The Tanglets are coming up soon, but you've got to get Last Equinox in the face of a University of Albany member before that Shatter comes online. And to do that, you have to close the distance against this Bastion.
And that is no easy task right now, especially when there's only 10 seconds left. Somebody's going to have to touch, most likely going to be Oceans on the Lucio. Here comes an amplification matrix from Fizcone. That's going to yield so much damage, and now there's just too much that Albany has to keep track of now with this barrage coming in from Jordan. It gets a couple of kills. Might they be able to find a little bit more success here? Overtime has been committed, but there's still several members of Albany on point right now. This is going to be very tough. Supercharger now committed by Simbas as well. Jordan trying to take it out as quick as they can. They're able to do that. Sound barrier committed by Oceans as well. This could be Bryant University coming away with the point despite a tremendous hold and effort from Albany.
Bryant just barely managed to push through thanks to some fantastic individual performances from both Jordan and Last Equinox. Beautiful stuff from Bryant to keep their Anubis hopes alive for another 2 minutes and 30 seconds at least. But in order to do that, Ocean's actually swapped over onto the Lucio to try and get back the point really fast, which means Bryant is currently running a very low healing comp. And I mean, Last Equinox and Blossom, they're not going to like having only Lucio heals as they try and still push forward into a Bastion, which has continued to be the problem.
Yeah, this is tremendous. Volkson is absolutely committed to the Bastion pick here. We've got Sainted striking with a tremendous Gravitic Flux. That's going to be Last Equinox finding their last stand in that corner and getting sent back to spawn.
Can I ask, is Volkson just doing the no Q challenge? Because I think this is the second map in a row where he's just not using the tank configuration. I don't think he's used it once this entire series so far, and he's been on Bastion for, what, like 10, 15 minutes of game time? And that's actually insane. At this point, I think it's on purpose. I think it's just to spite me for making fun of him in Junkertown.
Maybe he just really doesn't like tank configuration and just finds that he's just getting value in turret more often than not when he's in tank. We're going to see him take a lot of damage there, though. From afar, going to be healed back up and take a more defensive position now on the point. We're going to see him drop back now, back to behind those barriers because Jordan is on the prowl right now. But in the meantime, Sandman has found a pick on a Fizcone.
Yes!
There it comes.
No!
But it's denied any value due to the barrage coming out from Jordan. 3 picks in favor now. Bryant University, can they make it more? The fire strike is going to land as well. 2 ticks on the board. That's going to be 3 in just a split second as this last member falls.
Volkson, you're going to watch this back and you're going to hate me so much. You would have been better off in turret form there. I'm sorry. Trying to hit the tank. I love seeing the ultimate, but trying to hit that projectile onto a flying far is tough for anybody. So Jordan ends up coming in and getting the 2K and pushing the team through. And it really seems to be Jordan that Bryant is just really kind of depending on. It seems like whenever their win condition for the most part has been Jordan getting these early kills, whether that's been on the Doomfist or the Pharah or whatever it is that this DPS player has been playing. Really just kind of I don't know if I want to say carry, but definitely like the main initiator. When Jordan gets a kill, that's when the rest of Bryant knows it's time to go in.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And you know, to have that kind of consistent first pick advantage is absolutely huge, right? So Jordan just, you know, delivering consistently for Bryant University, you know, that just makes everybody else's job so much easier, you know, on their side. And University of Albany really having a tough time neutralizing this aerial threat. You know, I think that was probably one of the big difference makers in this last map, or in at least this last half of this map.
So University of Albany trying to best the time of 1 minute and 4 seconds to complete the Anubis map. After really getting very close to full holding, Bryant University end up coming away with a very respectable time bank. But you were playing a Hanzo Junkrat, 2 projectile characters back into a Pharmercy. This feels like a really big mismatch. It's going to really be up to Mint to try and land one of these arrows and try and make sure Jordan just can't do whatever he wants.
And already, Jordan finds Niwi in the backline. You know, you mentioned Mint. I'm thinking Simba's really got their hands full as well. You know, they're the only person who can really challenge them in the air. And right now, something needs to be done because Bryant University has a great first defensive start here.
Jordan is already 90% to a barrage. this is going exactly the way you don't want it to go if you're Albany. You just let the Pharah just spam rockets into you. You can do almost nothing about it. Mint is going to swap onto the Cassidy, so more hit scan DPS. That's much better to deal with the Pharah. But now, of course, you've got to try and neutralize this barrage that's coming up very soon. Are you expecting it if you're Albany right now?
You might not be because of just how quick it's been built up. They're not going to have an immortality field, too, to help them out. Big barrage comes in. They wait until D.Va just passes the gate. Lets loose, finds 3. And with that, this fight is certainly going to go in favor once again for Brian.
Beautiful positioning there from Jordan, and nice patience as well. It would have been really easy for the Pharah to just let go of the ultimate as soon as you see someone walk through, but you wait until you see some of the squishier members. You wait until you're sure that the D.Va can't just eat up your entire ultimate, and then you let it go. Nicely done from Jordan to swing it back in Brian's favor.
We are going to see a quick, aggressive push coming out from Albany, though, off the back of a shatter from Sainted. Gonna leave Oceans out of the fight. Just Failspin left to try and keep people alive, and what a tremendously quick turnaround for Albany.
Yeah, I mean, I was just going to pack up the last fight, but then all of a sudden, Albany just go right back in. I think with a couple of members down still, they forced Bryant University into a very small room, and then of course, I assume Last Equinox was disabled somehow, and Sainted just gets an easy shatter. They take out the squishier members, and they move on to point B with 4 minutes and 30 on the clock.
Yeah, that is a huge time bank to have coming into this point. Sound Barrier going to be committed, as is the Nano. Boost was going to be able to find a kill. Ocean's committed their Nano as well. It's going to be Blossom and Last Equinox falling, though, as will Oceans. University of Albany. They've got 1 tick on the board. It's going to be 2, most likely 3 very, very soon, and they are going to have a tremendous time bank. If they can convert this point into a success here, they do have 1 pick, though, coming in favor of Brian, but it's not going to be for long. 401 versus 104.
Is that a double boop kill from Cycone there?
I think it was.
That's actually insane. With no way to boop anyone off, it was just the kind of AOE damage of the boop, just doing 2 members of Bryant University in, and University of Albany. Nice snowball there. Of course, this is the snowball potential that we usually see on 2CP. If you manage to take point A without using very many ultimates like Albany did on their last attack, you can then snowball the rest of your ultimates into a point B capture. And this now means University of Albany have just about 4 times the amount of time as Bryant does here as we move into extra rounds. So Bryant University, they're going to have 1 minute 4 seconds to try and get any progress on point A at all. If they can't do it, then they are just playing for a draw here, Jungle God.
Yeah, that is exactly right. They don't have much time to try and strike, so they're going to be looking for a composition, I think, that really that just plays well in the neutral fight, right? Something, you know, with a 1-pick potential. I'm thinking again, you know, potentially like a Doomfist, right?
Yeah.
Something that can just get to a very quick advantage and maybe turn the tide of the fight on a dime.
So then why isn't Bryant running a Lucio here is my question. Of course, Oceans and Failspin are going to be able to give Bryant a ridiculous amount of healing with the Ana Moira combo. The problem is there's only so much damage that Last Equinox is going to be able to take with the shield. You're just going to have to work on this to try and push in, and well, I guess that's why. If you teleport right in, you don't need a speed boost.
Yeah, that was an absolutely tremendous play from Bryant University, taking out the main tank immediately. There's going to be another couple of picks in favor of Brian. Sainted is going to strike back for Albany. That's going to be Volkson now showing and rearing their head. That not good for a pair of kills. Now it's just Failspin to try and keep people alive in what looked like it could have been a tremendously good first point capture has now fizzled into almost nothing, and they have very little time to regroup.
Mint playing the escort there for Volkson. As soon as the attack came in from Bryant, the Symmetra was ready to teleport Volkson to the back high ground. And when Bryant tried to take point, just look at how much free fire Volkson is getting on the Bryant right now as they have to hurriedly stagger on the point. We're in overtime.
Yeah, there's nothing that Bryant University is going to be able to do to stave off this attack. We've got the take configuration now committed once again by Volkson. The picks come in, and with that, the University of Albany will be able to hold here. No ticks gained for Bryant University. So now, like you said, they are just going to be playing for draw.
What a beautiful play. Really quick thinking there from the entirety of the University of Albany team. I wasn't even like considering that Bryant University would just throw a Symmetro teleporter into the double shield's face and just teleport right in, because you don't see that happen. Again,
Right.
The unorthodox strategy of Bryant University. You don't just teleport right into a Bastion's face. You get melted down. They were trying to play off of that element of surprise, trying to take University of Albany off balance. It didn't work. They stayed composed. Mint was able to get Volkson, and I think also their Orisa, to that high ground to just shield up once again and poke away at Bryant University as they tried to advance onto the point. So here's where we find ourselves now, Tokugata. University of Albany with 4 minutes and 1 second to take one tick, 33% of the first point, to go up 2-1, go on to series point in this first playoff round. Bryant University are going to have to hold for that entire 4 minutes in order to get themselves a draw and keep the score at 1-1. That's a tough ask, but if any composition is going to do it, it's this one. The spam damage of Sandman and Jordan is going to be immense. I mean, if Simbos is going to be walking out with the Winston, you're just going to have a bad time. You're going to jump in, you're going to die immediately.
Yeah, the 900 HP shield, well, it sounds like a lot. In practice, in front of a Bastion, not too much at all. It's going to be very tough for them to stay alive. I'm going to be looking to Saint to try and cause some chaos, maybe even before Simba decides to jump in, therefore to give him a little bit of room as well. But immediately Simba taken out of the fight, Sandman striking first. It's going to be Sneewy, though, finding the back line as well. I've got Jordan trying to pick some off. Sandman continue to do a lot of damage, but they do eventually go down to Volkson. This defense might not be so rock solid as we had thought. It's going to be now Volkson on the Tracer again, pushing in. They're putting a lot of pressure now onto Oceans on this Ana. They're going to go down to the Tesla cannon of Simba, and now this is a great opportunity for Albany to come away with a map win right here. They can just keep their tanks alive. They should be able to take this out from underneath the University of Albany. Last Equinox goes down eventually. Bryant University on their last legs, just one player standing and only one tick needed for Albany. Can anyone get back in time to stall? Doesn't look like it. Albany will go up 2-1.
What great overall play from University of Albany. They knew that they couldn't take Bryant's composition head on. As soon as they walked out and they saw the Junkrat and they saw the Bastion, they're like, okay, we can't dive on top of them and out damage them. So they instantly changed their plan. Even though they were down players, they go, let's just run onto the point as fast as we can. They're really slow. They're going to be forced to back up because obviously they can't let us stay on the point uncontested for more than a couple of seconds. And that's going to completely mess up their ability to basically do anything, right? Their composition revolves around being able to sit up on that high ground, protect the Bastion and the Junkrat, and just put in damage from afar. That all goes away if they're on the point and they're just able to sit there and take that 33% and win. So great stuff there from Albany. They identified kind of the weak spot in the Bryant strategy. They took advantage of it.
That they did, and that's going to award them with a match point situation here. They're going to be looking to seal this deal, but Bryant University, they're going to have to come up with a map pick here, I think, that plays to their strengths as we move over to our hybrid pick.
Yeah, hybrid pick is going to be King's Row, because of course it's King's Row, why not? This wouldn't be a collegiate Overwatch match if we didn't end up going to King's Row at some point. This is, of course, I mean, what are we going to see out of these teams? I mean, if this was like almost any other team in Overwatch, I'd say, hey, look, okay, we're going to be seeing the Ryan Diva, we're going to be seeing Cassidy May, they're going to do the brawl thing where you try and wall off the other team and then engage on them with the Lucio speed boost. At this point, I'm just expecting to see Bastion the whole time. So who the heck knows what Bryant and Albany are planning for this one?
Well, you know, I think Bastion might find himself on top of the Mondada statue at some point, if I'm being perfectly honest.
I love that strategy so much. I really want to see it.
Yeah, I think we could very easily see, a Bastion up there with the Sigma shield. We know Bryant University, at least initially, they were running that Zarya Sigma. I wouldn't be surprised to see it make an appearance here, actually, especially on attack.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think Kings Row has definitely sort of opened up in the last couple of months. Has really been like the last bastion of the brawl compositions. The Reinhardt, the Diva, all that stuff really, all those kinds of compositions, they really do naturally lend themselves to Kings Row just because of the sort of closed in map geometry. That being said, it's kind of the same kind of mentality that I talked about earlier, where if you're really comfortable on a composition and on a certain characters, you can make it work if you're that comfortable on it and you think you can beat a team of similar SR with it. You just go for it. So we have been seeing a lot more double shield, a lot more wrecking ball being used on this comp. Even though it may not work super well, super naturally, if you're good enough at the characters, you can make it work.
You absolutely can, and I think the double shield is a great call out as well. I think we could very easily see that on defense. It's it's certainly not the meta, but it's not far from it either, right? Positioning that double shield, that Orisa Sig on that high ground right behind the Montada statue can be a great idea, but do I think potentially both are surprises? Both of these teams are looking to do something fairly standard.
Yeah, I mean, I'm almost surprised. Sainted and Last Equinox are going to be playing Reinhardt? What? Volkson's on Cassidy? What is this? What is this madness right now?
Where is Brian and Albany?
This is looking... This is looking almost normal. Of course, the only kind of weird thing is the fact that neither team is going to be running the Lucio. Instead, they're going to be running with compositions that are more healing focused, but not as much speed focused. So neither team is really going to have that Lucio in order to really help them engage. So it's just going to be up to the supports to try and sustain them through these really drawn out brawl engages.
And through these really drawn-out engages, we're going to see ults built up, I think, fairly quickly. Already Sainted up to almost 85% to the Shatter for Albany. That is a tremendous pace that Reinhardt is putting out right now. They're going to have it in short order here, and I don't think Last Equinox might not be ready for it. We see several members of Bryant University go down, and with that, Albany has a great hold started.
Yeah, great stuff there from Albany. Just make sure Simbas doesn't get taken down. Okay. You do keep it up, and great stuff there from Albany. Nice stuff from Steely as well, already up to that nano boost. You are kind of seeing a bit of a difference in styles here. You have the sort of single healing of the Ana on one side, while you have the sort of AoE healing from Failed Spin. And right now, Steely's absolutely coming out on top with it.
Oh, they are. Shatter thrown in from Sandy, gonna be blocked by Last Equinox. Now with the amplification matrix out from Fizcone, Albany got to back up. It's going to be an opportunity now for Bryant University to strike, but Fizcone's going to make that much more difficult because with no fail spin in, that AoE healing you were talking about is gone.
Yeah, it's going to be almost impossible for Bryant University to sustain without one of their huge healers, but the Amp Matrix is going to make things a little bit easier for them. If it wasn't for Mint on this off angle here, just absolutely destroying the Bryant University comp from the side. Nicely done there from Mint. Of course, has been kind of the main DPS playmaker of Albany. Seems like whenever they need someone to pop off on the Hanzo, they are more than willing to oblige. And Bryant University sent back to spawn once again. 2 minutes left on the clock here. Half the time bank has dissipated, and it really feels like Bryant has made pretty much no progress here. They have Shatter and Death Blossom, though, to try and take him through this fight.
They certainly do, and that could be a difference maker. Vulcan will have the Deadeye, but it's not exactly a playmaker. But with the shield down for Last Equinox, it absolutely could be. Not going to find that opportunity, though, this time. And it's going to be the Death Blossom into the back line. That's going to be huge in favor of Bryant University. This double fire strike coming in.
They got supports
through the Amp Matrix. That's huge. Now Albany has a chance to potentially turn this back around. They're going to give up one tick, potentially a couple. Now that Bryant University has a few more kills, maybe there's a chance for a recontest, though.
It seems like with 2 ticks going away, University of Albany are going to let it go. Man, if Sainted had been able to stay alive for just a little bit longer and just contest that point, who knows what could have happened. Beautiful fire strike Amp Matrix combo, play coming out from Albany there. Unfortunately, just wasn't quite enough after Jordan does what Jordan does best, which is come up with huge individual ultimate plays to carry Bryant through fights. This time around, it was really just teleport and ultimate. As easy as that. And now both teams are coming into this next one with 3 ultimates here. I'm expecting this to be fairly explosive as Albany really wants to be able to try and hold at this defensive archway.
Oh, I'm sure they will. Now's a great opportunity for the Gravitic Flux. There it is. That's going to find, or the Graviton Surge, that's going to find several members of University of Albany. But the Deadeye's going to strike back. Blossom and Last Equinox both down. No takes left for Bryant University. And with that, Albany will get a nice hold.
Yeah, now they get the chance to hold at, like I mentioned, this archway, one of the best defensive positions in all of King's Row, because there's just so few spots for the attackers to try and squeeze through. It makes the defenders' jobs very, very easy. But the cost of that was every ultimate that Albany had at the time. They're going to just have the Diva Bomb to try and zone Bryant away. But with both support ultimates available, they're going to have plenty of healing to try and push through this defensive stronghold.
Let's see if they can do that. Failspin with the Coalescence that's likely going to be committed very soon. Shield of Last Equinox looking a little low. Here comes the big push now coming out from Bryant University. A lot of damage going into Simba. They're going to use that self-destruct to try and remech, but they're going to be taken out by the Coalescence before that can even happen. And Bryant University has a nice fight when potentially in front of them. Can they secure the final few kills that they need, though, is the question.
Yeah, it's just dealing with these staggers here, and they have the ultimates now to try and push them through. Oh no, actually a little bit of a misplay here. The Amp Matrix comes out from Oceans, but it's way too far ahead. Bryant University can't take advantage of it, but Jordan doesn't care, does another quick teleport into the back, and with another 3K, it's looking like Bryant University are gonna start pushing through towards the end of point B.
Great play coming out there from Jordan to just see that opportunity, right, and seize it and give Bryant University the win. Now, University of Albany, they're just going to have this Amp Matrix to try and stymie this push.
Yeah, just the Amp Matrix here from Albany. It's going to give them a lot of healing, but you have to block this Shatter from Last Equinox. That is priority number 1 for Sainted.
Oh, it absolutely is. We're going to see the Immortality Field down and out of the fight for Fizzcone. Sainted finds a nice Fire Strike kill onto Oceans. Anti-Nade lands as well. And that is a lot of trouble now for Bryant University with just 30 seconds left to go. If they lose this fight, they're only going to have one more opportunity to try and turn it their way.
Sainted played that actually perfectly. Never gave Last Equinox an opening and to try and get that Shatter through. And Jordan, I'm wondering if maybe staying in this long might be a bit of a mistake, is able to make it back to Failspin, get some healing, but the team is kind of staggered out here. They have to try and cobble together a push here with 7 seconds left.
This is going from bad to worse. A huge nano shatter comes in from Sainted. That's going to be several members of Bryant University down and out of the fight. And with overtime taking over, that's going to be as far as the cart gets.
I really feel like Jordan kind of put Bryant in a bit of a weird situation there. They had to push up a lot faster than they were expecting to try and save their Reaper, who was really just trying to do, of course, one of those individual hero plays that they've done so many times throughout this series. Unfortunately, I think Bryant is a little overly dependent on these really splashy hero individual plays, and it has kind of burned them, I think, on multiple occasions throughout this series.
And I apologize, having a couple of technical issues right now, so Dividing, if you can
No problem, I can continue talking.
Oh no, we're good now, that let me know that we're fine. Thank you so much. On the precipice of point 3 is where the cart's gonna stop for Bryant University. So Albany, they've got the goal line set.
It's a very winnable situation here for Albany. Of course, playing for the series win right now. 1 point and 108 meters stand between them and a matchup in the round of 16 with the 3rd seed Alfred State. Bryant University will have several opportunities, of course, to stop it. Of course, the full hold is always an opportunity. You could hold at the archway or at the end of point B where we saw Bryant stop. I think those are the 3 main, I guess, if we're gonna call these like abridged checkpoints here for Albany to try and get through in order to secure themselves the victory. Of course, first up is going to be taking this first point, and Bryant's actually going to be playing with the Mei, trying to engage on these Mei walls, but unfortunately the first one doesn't quite go through. Nicely done from Albany, being very aware of that Mei player. Didn't go through that choke point until the Mei wall was out.
Oh yeah, beautifully played by Sainted. You know, it becomes just almost second nature as a Reinhardt, right? You stop for a moment at the choke, move backwards just a little, make sure the Mei wall is gone. Speaking of gone, that's going to be Sandman out of the fight. They're going to swap over to the Doomfist to try and get back into the fight as quick as they can, but already one pick in favor of Albany University. Last Sequence knocks down as well, and with Blossom frozen, they're not going to likely be long in this fight either. They hit the business end of an anti-nade too. That's going to demech them, and with the demech and the kill coming in, this is all but over in favor of Albany.
Yeah, great first fight there from Albany. Playing very patient, very measured kind of gameplay. Not allowing themselves to be rattled by the Bryant University comps. They're throwing something different at them literally every single fight, every single map. And right now, University of Albany are holding strong. So again, that's checkpoint 1. Here's what I'm calling the abridged checkpoint 2, which is that defensive archway that I pointed out before is a really strong defensive point. And thanks to what was, I think, a nano-boosted Mei from Jordan's, it's looking like Bryant University are setting up the hold right there. Look at all these ultimates coming up from Albany.
Oh my gosh, massive Death Blossom from Volkson. That's going to be 3 members down and out of the fight, and this payload is going to continue to move.
My gosh, I mean, that was just so quick. And that's what you need in order to get past that defensive choke point. Just throw a bunch of ultimates at Bryant at once, immobilize them with the Shatter, with the Blizzard, and then take them all out with the Death Blossom. And now University of Albany, they are pushing towards the end of the map, pushing towards total victory in this series. They have both support ultimates available to them, but they do have to play into the Amp Matrix and the Diva Bomb on the other side.
This is Bryant University's last chance to stay alive. They have to be perfect here on out in order to stay in this series, to stay in the tournament. It's going to be Volkson, though, getting a first pick, and Nano Sainted going to start swinging through the competition of Bryant University. And this could be stymied, though, by a big self-destruct in the backlight. That's going to be good for another pick on the courtesy of Sandman. Volkson trying to keep it going, though, with nobody left on the cart. That is going to be Albany going forward through this tournament to face Alfred in the next round of the playoff.
Great stuff there from the University of Albany. The Great Danes standing tall at the end of the day. 3-1 victory over Bryant. And I think this was a really, really good game for Albany because it showed that they have the ability to play against and stay calm against all kinds of different comps. Bryant played best when they were just throwing all sorts of random stuff at Albany, trying to force them off balance, and it got them that first map win on Lijiang. But after that, they adjusted. They just didn't let it rattle them. They played their game, and it worked out very well for them. That makes me confident that they have a good shot against Alfred, no matter what Alfred throws at them.
Oh, absolutely. I am sure they're going to be excited to take another stab at their opponent who took them out right at the end of the season. So that's going to be a great match, I think, to watch next week. Albany really going to be looking to bring it back in their favor. We are going to throw to a short break, though, dividing. Right after that, we're going to have an interview with one of the members of Albany, so stick around. We'll be back soon.
Hey, watch it.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 wrists. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Your offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar. I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big. Jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground and the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big. Foes that's real big. Your offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
Orthodox compositions. That was the way that Dividing and I chose to describe them tonight in the booth here. So I want to know, what adjustment did you all have to make after Lijiang Tower to be able to come back and win the next 3 maps in this series?
Well, we didn't really make that many changes. We really just said, all right, guys, let's do better and ball out here. And then we balled out.
All
And
right.
Man,
that's pretty much it.
that is just that easy. You just go, all right, we're just gonna play with more confidence, and then you move in.
It was simply more confidence. That's all we had to do. It was we were just a
Actually
little
beautiful.
iffy on stream, so we balled
I'm
out.
actually really curious because I want to zoom into a specific moment in the series that I'm really curious about what the comms were, and that's was near the end of Anubis when they sim teleported right into your face, and you guys had the coordination to teleport your Bastion to the back high ground. Is that something that you had planned to do in case they tried to push onto you too fast, or was that like in the moment?
So we had it set up because we expected them to run towards the right room, come in through there. We didn't expect them to teleport onto us. That was completely not even in the calculations. But we just said, everyone just, I was just streaming at them, teleport, take teleport. A couple of us made it out, but so we teleported up there. And then after that, it was just like streaming, calling out targets, and then our DPS streaming to keep them alive. That's pretty much it. Just streaming, keep me alive when we win. So, and then we won.
You won.
So.
And you won.
Exactly.
Worked out really well for you.
Yeah, I gotta shout out our healer. He was just insane. He's not here with us. He's here with us in spirit, but.
And then, of course, looking forward now into the playoff bracket, you guys are going to move on to play Alfred Esports, the number 3 seeded team that you guys, of course, played against and lost to a couple weeks ago. So I want to know what your guys' mentality is going to be going into that rematch. How are you trying? What are you going to try and do differently in order to make sure it goes your way this time?
We need to practice a lot more. For last time we played them, we didn't practice enough. We were on running off a high from a game before that, and we didn't practice as much. But this time we're actually gonna practice more. We're serious about this, and we're gonna keep going at it.
Excellent. Well, I can't wait to see that matchup. I think it's going to be very exciting next week. Now, looking on even further into the future, I understand you have a new esports arena that's going to be built and ready for you all next fall. Would love to hear a little bit more about that, and how that's going to impact you all moving forward. What kinds of benefits you're going to have from getting to play next to each other all the time.
It's gonna be great. Team synergy is gonna be way better. Even when we're here, we just felt like we played better. When we were playing it, because we can play at home. Sometimes some of us have PCs. When we're all here together, it's just you feel the energy of your team. You're all streaming together. Feels great. So it's gonna be so great having everyone all the entire team. It's on the campus now, so we can just like walk out our bedrooms, go onto the computer, and it'll be great. See each other, even meet some new other teams. We can talk to the Rainbow team more, and there's just be way more computers than we have now, so we can fit so many more people, and just more fun in general.
Sounds
That's
awesome.
fantastic. Yeah, well, thank you so much for coming in for the interview here
guys.
tonight to all of you. And congratulations again on an excellent win tonight, and good luck to you in the rest of the tournament.
Thank you guys so much.
You are welcome. Well, Dividing, that's going to do it for us here tonight. What a great match we got to see here to start off the playoffs here at ECAC.
Yeah, a fantastic matchup. Hey, shout out to Bryant, of course. Put up a really good fight today. Unfortunately for them, their ECAC season ends here, but they had a really nice season overall. Making the playoffs is definitely not easy to do. So congrats to Bryant. Looking forward to see what more this program's going to be able to do in future seasons. But for this season, it is going to be University of Albany moving forward and making it to the round of 16 of the playoffs. And I can't wait to see how far they can go.
Neither can I. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. Thank you to our production staff as well. Love every single one of you out there. PogChamp, everybody else involved as well. Thank you to ECAC for bringing us on. And that's going to do it for us here tonight. Any final words from you, Dividing?
Nah, just had a great time, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
All right, well, thank you all so much once again for tuning in. That's it for us. GG's, and see you next time.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broken, I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too.